welcome to Needful Geeks Podcast, Episode 4. I'm your host, Blake.
And I'm Ryan.
And today we're going to be talking about sci-fi movies. Talking about Alien, Predator.
New and old.
Yeah, so... First Alien movie.
Probably the most iconic.
Yeah, when it came out... I was little when it came out, obviously, but when it came out, it was just so awesome. Yes, there was only one alien throughout the whole movie, but and it was a guy in a suit technically, so it didn't use all the CG and stuff like they use nowadays for movies. But it was this terrifying, creepy Sigourney Weaver. It was great in that.
Well, it was different in a lot of ways too. It wasn't the first movie to have a strong female lead, but it was probably one of the first good ones. Because Sigourney Weaver, she was just
badass.
Yeah, she was the hero.
Yeah.
You would have expected any other member of the cast to be the hero, but it ended up being Sigourney Weaver, Ripley. And today, she's probably one of the biggest female leads in a movie ever.
And as it went on, the series of movies, her role, she just kept getting more and more badass.
Yeah.
All the way up until Alien Resurrection, where, even though technically she was a clone of the original Ripley, she was this fucking badass. Of course, she had alien DNA in her.
Well, I think she just
too, but
died a little more inside after each movie, and she just became more and more tough.
Well, after the second one, in number 3, you really felt sorry for her because her, the kid, all made it out, and I forgot his damn name. Hicks all made it out, off of the planet in number 2. And then when she woke up on that prison world, found out the kid and Hicks had died. Their sleeping pods had busted and malfunctioned, and they died. Which Hicks kind of sucked. Which originally he was actually supposed to make it, but then they changed it where he died too. But the kid died. That was like, holy shit, that's kind of messed up.
Especially since Ripley actually had a daughter, and that kind of filled the gap, I'm thinking, because you could tell in Alien 2, she took to Newt. That was her name, by the way.
Yeah, Newt.
She took to her almost instantly as a mother figure. Yeah. And then in the third one, Newt didn't make it. So
yeah. And, she also feels sad because, in the second one, by the time they found her and rescued her from the first one, her daughter had done grown up, got old, died and everything. And Paul Reiser was the one that had to break the news to her.
Paul fucking Reiser.
My two dads. So... But when I think Paul Reiser, I think of Eddie Murphy's little buddy in Beverly Hills Cop, the one back in Detroit.
You ever watched that dumbass show back in the day, Mad About You?
Oh, yeah, with Helen Hunt?
Yeah. Well, Helen Hunt made it cool, and I don't really have anything against Paul Reiser. He's just not that interesting. Paul Reiser, if you're watching this, which I highly doubt you are, you're not interesting.
But if you do, leave a comment. Let us know you watch.
Yeah, let us know that we're not interesting either.
But yeah, him and Beverly Hills Cop, Eddie Murphy was those movies.
Yeah, that's a whole nother can of beans there.
Yeah, because Eddie Murphy's Eddie Murphy. His older movies were great.
And I don't know, the Alien movies, it's like one of the best creepy Alien movies, especially the first one. It's like you said, there was only one of them, and the whole movie was creepy. And
the whole movie was dark as shit. They probably had like 3 light bulbs in that whole movie.
Yeah.
And, that just made the atmosphere even more creepy.
The preview for the new one looks a lot like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the preview, it's hard to tell if it's a sequel to Prometheus or if it's hard to tell exactly what they're doing. Because Prometheus, if you didn't know it was an alien movie, you wouldn't know it was an alien movie, it is not really...
From what I've seen of it, it's got the feel of an alien movie, but like you said, if you didn't know going in...
But not until the end. At the very beginning, you kind of know and what they find, because they find the... forgot the name of it. But the thing like they found in the first Alien movie, the guy with the big, giant damn gun sitting there, the dead guy in the armor. Yeah. They find one of those. That's how you connect the two, and then, of course, you got Wayland Industries, obviously. But, because they're...
Wayland-Yutani.
Yeah, it wasn't combined yet.
Okay.
In Prometheus. But, and it was really good. And then, of course, then you got Alien vs. Predator, which goes into the history of Alien more, how they've been on Earth forever.
I'm usually the first one to stand up for a shitty movie, but I did not care for Alien vs. Predator.
I like the second one.
The second one was good because you got more Predator, which, let's be honest, all you really wanted to see was a Predator running around some suburban town blasting shit out of a bunch of aliens.
But the second one, the unrated version of the second one was good.
The first one wasn't horrible. It had its moments.
It had a good backstory for the alien and Predator, how their species...
How basically the Predators just killed the aliens first. That
was like a rite of passage for them.
Yeah.
But the... what do you call it? The second one, the unrated version, because it was just so damn brutal. I mean, it showed pretty much this one chick get fucking cut in half from Predator's little spinny disc thing. Yeah. And then it showed the alien Predator, going in, looking at the nursery, knowing it's getting ready to go kill all those babies. I mean, it was pretty hardcore. Where the theatrical version cut all that good shit out.
Well, I also like how in the Predator movies, each one, I think except for the first one, is riddled with little alien inputs. Like whenever you're on you see the inside of Predator's ship, you'll see one of the alien skulls polished up and hanging on the wall.
When Danny Glover goes in on Predator too.
Yeah, it happened there, and even in the newest Predators movie.
Yeah.
You see the alien skulls around there too.
Which Predators was kind of cool because it introduced you to two separate
types
of Predators, that didn't like each other. It was like, different cities or factions or groups, whatever, kind of like people. You got some people don't like other people. It was that kind of thing, but they were like different. Like they had one group was like really tall. One was the normal Predator that you always see. Then the other one was like red, really tall, super big Predators.
And of course, you root for the little guy. I thought Predators was a good movie.
I did too. I thought it was good. And the little dogs are great.
Once again, they put Foreman in it. What's that kid's name from that 70s show?
Oh,
Eric Foreman.
Shit.
He'll always be Foreman. No matter what he's in, he's Foreman.
Not Tobey Maguire.
No, it's not Tobey Maguire.
Oh, shit. Because he was Eddie Brock.
Yeah. Anyways, he's in it. And he's like, I guess...
Spoiler alerts, by the way.
Spoiler alerts. If you haven't seen this movie yet, I don't care. We'll put a timer on shit before we talk about it. And if you haven't seen it by this point, we don't care. And we're going to spoil it for you. But he's like the secret bad guy that no one saw coming towards the end. But, well, one guy kind of saw it coming. But he's the hero of the story anyways.
Yeah, and Lawrence Fishburne was great in that movie.
Yeah, he pulls off crazy pretty well.
Yeah, that damn samurai helmet armor he had.
It was pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah. And then you had the Yakuza guy, which I thought was awesome. He actually got into a sword fight with Predator and won. I mean, he still died, but I mean, he took him with him. I thought that was pretty cool.
Danny Trejo in that movie.
Oh, he didn't last long.
Though. Well, it wasn't just that. It was fucking creepy. When he was sitting in that field and you just hear, help me,
But, I mean, they done...
His body was fucking dead, but they were still working it like a puppet somehow.
Yeah, well, I mean, they'd done stuff like that in the first one. They're copying the voices and
shit.
They
copied the voice, but they didn't use the corpse as a trap.
Well, I mean, yeah, but...
I just thought it was creepy. It's sitting there in the dark wind by himself saying, help me, trying to lure the people out to him.
Mm-hmm. And then, what's his name? Who's the main guy now? I can't think of his name.
Shit, I can't neither. He's got a nose.
Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody.
Yeah, he figured it out. He was actually pretty smart in that movie. He knew what the hell he was doing. And then they got on the ship and left, but then as they were leaving, I thought it was cool that he saw more shit getting dropped.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all that was like
just another day for the Predators.
It was like a big fucking hunting game preserve for him is all it was.
Well, no, I was just going to talk about Schwarzenegger or Danny Glover, but I guess we need to throw Adrian Brody in that mix too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're all different movies. That's the thing. Can't really say this one was better than that one because they're all different. I mean, Schwarzenegger was the military guy in the jungle. That's where he would have done. Now, if you had Danny Glover in the jungle, yes, Schwarzenegger would have won. But Danny Glover was when he was younger. So he was a cop in the city where that's where his stuff is. So, I mean, that makes more sense.
But he actually went toe-to-toe with the Predator on his own ship.
True, and
I mean...
But, like I said...
I'm not saying...
But Danny Glover... See, one thing that did get me about Danny Glover, though, was like, he's too old for this shit. I mean...
Yeah, but he's Danny fucking Glover.
I mean, it's like the Lethal Weapon movies. He was good in them, great in them, but Mel Gibson was the more action guy out of the duo.
Yeah, see, he didn't have to get out of his car because he's fucking Danny Glover. He was too old for this shit in the first Lethal Weapon. 4 movies later, now a TV series, he's still too old for that shit, but still doing it.
Have you seen the TV series?
No, I hear it's really good.
It's fucking awesome. I watch it every. It is great.
I hear it's really good.
Yeah, it is really good. So, but Oh, Damon Wayans playing him.
Yeah.
Is awesome.
See, I was worried about that at first, but then I figured, you know what? I've seen him do other stuff, and he's really funny, and I didn't mean it as he's a bad actor. He's hilarious, you know.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
But I'd never really seen him in a serious role, and I knew that would be kind of...
Oh, you never seen...
The last hero movie I saw him in was Blank Man.
No, it's the movie with
Did you watch that movie?
Bruce Willis.
Last Boy Scout?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he still kind of portrayed the same character.
But it was a serious role, though. I mean, he joked around in some episode of Bruce Willis. But it was more of a serious role. I mean, he was a ex-football player, cokehead that...
That's a really good movie, too, The Last Boy The Check it out, too.
Yeah.
The Last Boy Scout.
Pretty much
Bruce Willis.
Anything Bruce
Damon
Willis. Any Bruce Willis movie is good, pretty much.
Well, I wouldn't say the new ones. I think he's at a point now in his career where he's just trying to make money.
I don't know, the last Die Hard was good.
I didn't think it was that great.
I liked it.
Live Free or Die Hard was good, but after that, what was it called?
Die Harder.
Die Harder. I don't know. It wasn't.
Yeah,
that
I forgot
great.
the fourth one. Are you talking about the one with the Timothy Olyphant?
Yeah.
Hacker? That was that one. Like I said, they messed up that one because they released it in theaters as PG-13. Then they did the DVD as unrated. That's how it should have been to begin with.
It just I don't
then
know.
A Good Day to Die Hard. They actually went straight R for it to begin with, which was a lot better. But
they all felt like John McClane except for that one. That one it just felt like some random guy.
Which one?
The last Die Hard movie.
The one where he's in Russia?
Yeah. That didn't feel like John McClane at all to me. He just felt like a dude that was a badass, but nothing about him. I mean, it was too quippy. I don't know.
Well, see, he was going after his son, though, who was...
That whole movie just felt rushed.
I liked it.
I mean, I bought it. I have it just because it's a Die Hard movie. But
I still like it. So.
You like a lot of things.
Yes, I do. But, back to Alien.
Back to Aliens.
Now... what I liked is because you had your first alien and the alien was humanoid and you thought that's how it was, but then it started as the movies went on, started showing how they took on characteristics of whatever the facehugger got a hold of.
Right.
Like in the third one, it got a hold of that cow to begin with, so it was the bull alien.
Yeah.
And had dog aliens and
gorilla alien was the coolest one I thought.
Right, and then as you go on, you got, especially if you branch off into the comics, I mean, they have all different kinds. You got mantis aliens, gorilla aliens, dog aliens. I mean, just all different kinds of aliens. And I think that's pretty cool because that expands the whole,
right,
process where it shows that they're more parasitic than their own race themselves. Just, straight up, they have to have something else to go off of. I mean, yeah, you have the queen that lays eggs, but if there's nothing for a facehugger to get a hold of,
it'll eat whatever's there.
Right, nothing, but it won't grow up into a big grown-up alien, because it has to have something to implant into for just Burster to come out of.
I was always more of a Predator fan than Alien fan. I mean, I like Aliens. They're just because the movies are good. They're well written and the acting is always pretty good. I liked Winona Ryder in that one. The fourth one?
Yeah, Resurrection.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the android. Yeah.
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 I just like Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Everybody likes Winona Ryder.
Yeah. Yeah.
She can steal everything she wants to steal. I still like Winona Ryder.
Beetlejuice is great. She's great in Beetlejuice.
Don't fuck with that shit, man. You said it twice already.
Beetlejuice. And then, of course, her in that movie pretty much, set up the whole, hey, some guy saw that and said, hey, I can make up a store and have nothing but clothes in that, and then he invented Hot Topic.
Did you ever see that there was actually a motion made for Beetlejuice 2 where he goes to Hawaii?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there was a script wrote and everything. It was Beetlejuice goes to Hawaii. And
actually, if I remember correctly, they're actually working on that right now. Not the Hawaii part.
Oh, no, they stopped the new Beetlejuice movie.
Why?
It's not coming out. I think it was the director. Everyone was on board to do it, too.
Well, Tim Burton was, too.
Yeah, I think he was the one that stopped it. Because Michael Keaton was on board. I mean,
it's his movie, so if he wanted to stop it, obviously he could. But
I heard it was canceled. There wasn't going to be one. But, on another note, Thomas Jane, I talked about this on our Facebook page. He's rumored to be in the new Predator movie. And I'm hoping that they don't just sideline his ass, because it's Thomas Jane. He doesn't get to do enough cool shit. He got to do Punisher. He got to do Deep Blue Sea, which if you haven't seen Deep Blue Sea,
Great movie.
That was the movie, Deep Blue Sea.
That's what introduced me to Thomas Jane. That's who.
Well, it introduced me to Thomas Jane, but it also introduced me to the fact that in movies, the less predictable ones, no one's really safe because it had Samuel L. Jackson in it. And I don't know if I want to ruin this for you. No, I'm not going to ruin this for you. But if you want to learn about unpredictability in movies, go watch Deep Blue Sea. If you can't find it and you know me, ask me. I'll let you borrow it. It's a good movie. And anyways, back to Thomas Jane, the Predators. He needs to be the star, man. He needs to be the one that takes on the Predator. I heard Arnold's confirmed for it. He's going to be in it.
How many more damn of his old movies are he going to do?
I don't know. Of all the ones, I'd like to see another Last Action Hero.
That was a good movie.
I fucking loved that movie.
It was good, but it wasn't... I wish he'd make another Conan. I know they came out that one Conan a few years ago that didn't even have Arnold in it, but I wish they'd do another Conan where they had Arnold in it as him old, maybe as like kid or something. That way they could continue the damn thing.
I've watched those movies. They're good.
Because remember at the end of the second Conan movie anyway, it showed him old as shit on his throne. So I mean, that would make sense for it to go into that.
Or they were just showing like, this is it. He's old. Story's over.
Yeah. Or, just have one more,
Or not.
Yeah. I like Conan.
I like Conan. That's not one of the things that superbly interests me.
Conan was awesome.
I don't have anything against Conan. He was cool. I watched it, and I'm moving on. Like 20 years ago.
Of course, one of the scariest things about Conan, the second one, and...
Chick with the fucking fingernails, man.
No. That was creepy. Fucking Grace Slick. That is one scary woman.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against her. She's a great actress. I mean, she did her part, but damn, she scares the shit out of me.
But I don't know. I'd like to see him revisit Last Action Hero while he's still doing shit.
Yeah, it's supposed to. There was supposed to be. We talked about what's his name getting the rights back to the Terminator, James Cameron.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll have him in it again.
I don't know. I feel like.
I think he's ran his role in Terminator. I mean, the last one, it was good, and I like how they were able to use a young version of him and the old version.
They made it make sense in the last one, but to go further with it wouldn't make any more sense to me, because then you just have to pull from Genesis. And pulling from Genesis is like just pulling from Terminator 2. We've talked about this. But,
I think James Cameron's talking about doing a complete 100% reboot, too. So
I don't want to see a reboot. What I want to see is the actual fucking war.
I just want to see the end of the shit.
They always talk about John Connor, the big military leader. His mom raised him to do this and that. Well, we never got to see him do it. Not really.
The closest we got was Salvation.
Yeah, and Salvation was a damn good movie.
I thought it was great.
I really enjoyed Salvation.
Oh, what's his name? Not Christian Bale. Played John Connor, but the other guy.
Yeah.
Sam Worthington.
Yeah.
He actually felt sorry for his character. Especially when he's
found out.
Yeah, when he's hanging there and he's looking like, well, y'all looking at me, and they're sitting there giving him hell. Then it shows him and he's like all robotic as shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty rough. But, you felt sorry for him because he still had his own humanity, and so he wasn't a machine. And
he was a new...
And then he gave his heart to John to survive. So, I mean, that was... Like I said, it was a good movie.
And they ended that movie like it was supposed to have another, and then they just
scrapped
it, and said, fuck it.
And then they went on and did
Let's
Genesis.
do something stupid instead that's been done already.
Yeah, let's do Time Warp reboots, because, we haven't had enough of them lately.
Yeah.
So, X-Men.
Just continue. They had something good, and they fucked it up.
Of course, on the X-Men note, they needed to do that and get rid of fucking X-Men 3 and 2. But 2 was decent, but 3, that was just fucking terrible. And get rid of the first Wolverine movie, which I love Wolverine. Wolverine is one of my favorite comic book characters. That first movie sucked. I hated it. They completely fucked up that whole story. So, new one looks great, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that new one's going to be fucking awesome. And it comes out next week.
I'll be going to see it.
Oh, you're damn right. I will be, too. Next week.
We have to, because if we don't, we won't have anything to talk about.
It's next week if you're watching this as this video comes out. If you watch it a year later, it's been out. Go buy it on DVD.
And fuck yourself.
Yeah. So, gently. But, back to the Predator movies, like, what surprised me about them, you got the Alien movies, which I own every fucking one of them. There's 5 of them, technically. You got the 4 main ones, then you got the Prometheus movie. Predator, there's only really, I'm not counting the Alien versus Predator movies, but there's really only 3 Predator movies, and it took forever for them, after 1 and 2 came out fairly close to each other. Then Predators came out way later. I mean,
well, everything I've read on the new Predator movie coming out, you know, the writer and the directors, they're talking about just really doing it right. That's their biggest thing right now, is they want to bring the franchise back and they want to do it right. They kept saying they're not wanting to just put something out to make money. They're wanting to give Creed to the Predator movies.
like I said, the Predators themselves, I mean, it just always annoyed me. And then they came out with Alien versus Predator. And I'm like you, the first one, I was like, when they announced it, I was so fucking excited about it. I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be great. Went to the theater, saw it. And like I said, it gives some good back history into the 2 species together, how they mix that part I like. But other than that, it was really kind of shit. I did like how they brought what's his name from Alien, Lance Hendrickson?
Yeah.
Because he was the cyborg, brought him in as well. I thought that was great. That was awesome, how they tied that in. But then, see, the Prometheus movie completely fucks that up. So the Prometheus movie acts like the Alien vs. Predator movies didn't exist because it has Mr. Whalen in those movies. In that movie. So it just... and of course, one of the great things about the Prometheus movie is Michael Fassbender. I think I said that right. And he's a great actor. I love him. Playing young Magneto, that dude was perfect role for that. Or perfect
I
guy
agree.
for that role. I mean, he was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it's like I said, the second Alien vs. Predator movie was great, but yeah, I mean, it was a lot more violent, more down to earth, literally, because it was on Earth. But
I kind of wish they'd have went into a little more detail about the different, I don't want to say races, but species of predator, maybe.
Oh, kind of like in the Predators movie.
Yeah, I wish they would have went into more detail about why one's super massive and they were torturing a littler one. Was it just a littler predator, or was it a different species of predator?
It's a different species.
Like a less evolved species or something.
I don't know if it's less evolved, but it's just a different branch. Kind of like, you got, dogs. You got a Chihuahua and a German Shepherd. They're both dogs, but obviously, they're different breeds.
Different breeds.
Yeah, breeds. That's a good
We'll
word.
use
Breeds.
that.
Yeah,
they
breeds.
were different breeds. I wish they'd have gone into detail about the different breeds of predator.
Yeah.
Because those big ones sure as shit didn't seem to like the smaller ones.
No.
And I'd kind of like to know what was up with that. But I was left wanting.
Yeah, I was too. Yeah, because, branched into it just very little bit. They're like, oh, they're 2 different ones and they're fighting each other. But that's all you got. And then the normal predator that everybody's used to see was the little small one getting their ass kicked by these big red giant sons of bitches. So.
And I don't know. I mean, I'm really looking forward to a new trailer for the Predator movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think we should be expecting one for a few months. Maybe not even this. Well, hopefully this year.
Yeah. But if you do watch a new trailer, watch the new Alien trailer.
Yeah, check it out. It's pretty good.
It makes you feel like the first Alien movie. Just the creepy, the atmosphere. It's fucking awesome. So.
And the Alien movies would make my list of movies. You should check them out.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3. A lot of people are partial to 3, and a lot of people hate 3. I like 3. 2's my favorite.
Yeah. I like 2 because there's more aliens in it. And it introduces you to the Space Marines.
Right.
Which I thought was great. 1, though, is still top. Just because it was number 1 in the creepiness. 4, I thought was good. Because it introduced you to the hybrid alien.
Yeah.
It had the alien with the human skull and
that just kind of creeped me out too. I didn't like the way that motherfucker looked.
How about the way it died?
Yeah, getting its insides sucked out through a hole in his ship.
That was
watch those movies. The Alien movies. They're just good movies. I mean.
That was pretty hardcore though. How that.
Yeah.
But it was kind of depressing too because it's looking at Sigourney Weaver like
Ripley.
Mom,
I mean. She's not really its mom, but she shares a kinship with it, and so she's sad about it a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of all fucked up all around. Really.
But there's no guarantee that thing wouldn't have eaten her face either.
Well, it did to its real mama's face, remember? The alien queen, it went up in it, like ripped her apart. Yeah. But yeah, that was kind of fucked up.
If it did it to the one that actually laid its ass, there's no telling what it would have done to Ripley.
I think it would have been okay with her.
I don't know, at that point in time, Ripley was kind of a badass.
Well, she was...
She's always been a badass.
Well, she was a clone. She wasn't the original Ripley. The originally
badass.
Ripley died in the 3rd one.
Yeah.
When she jumped into that thing, as the queen bursted out of her stomach as she fell into the lava. Which, what I don't understand is they said they got DNA from her and the queen after, from her corpse or whatever. It fell into a big giant pit of molten metal. How the hell was there anything left?
I mean, maybe...
there would be nothing left. That would completely
maybe when it bursted out, some of the blood went spattering upward or something. I don't know. You could really dig if you wanted to.
Yeah, because, there would have been nothing left once it hit that molten metal. It would have been poof, gone. It's hot enough to melt the Terminator. It's gonna... Which would have been cool is as she hit, she did the thumbs up.
Well, maybe since the alien actually has like acid for blood, maybe it took a lot longer for it to burn up than it normally would.
I don't know, because I've seen fire kill them pretty quick before.
But you remember,
fire's one of the things they use on them.
They dumped that hot lead on that alien before she jumped in, and it died, and then it jumped back out again. You know what I mean? So it didn't melt right away.
Yeah, but that was just melted lead. That wasn't glowing, hot, molten metal like she jumped into.
Still, that should have stripped everything off of that motherfucker, and it didn't. Not right away.
Well, they got a good endoskeleton.
So what I'm saying is that
they are armored. Because, their acid blood doesn't affect themselves. Remember how in Alien vs. Predator showed that chick, it'll burn this, but it won't burn that, so she can make that shield out of that alien's head.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, that being the case, maybe if they had gotten to it quick enough, they could have pulled the queen out. Because Ripley's ass would have been gone at that point.
True. And speaking of talking about how that one Predator helped that girl out in the first Alien vs. Predator,
yeah.
This is something that I always wondered. They're super intelligent, the Predators are. Mm-hmm. Aliens are smart too, but not like Predators. They got all this technology. They can even mimic human vocals and stuff. Why can't they just speak English? Why can't they learn the language?
Maybe they don't care enough to. Maybe to them, it's more of a hunt thing than it is I want to communicate with them. It's just...
But, they've been coming to Earth for a long time. The Danny Glover thing proved that when,
right.
The chief threw him the gun from, the Civil War. Mm-hmm. And, as a souvenir for killing the other Predator. But, so it shows that they've been coming there a long time. And then the Alien vs. Predator showed they've been coming back. They're the ones that helped. They helped the humans, build the pyramids and all that crap, though. They'd help design all that for them. The Aztecs.
Maybe it's part of some code. From this point on, you don't interfere. And that's why the Predators really didn't interfere that much. Even in Alien vs. Predator, they did what they had to do for them for the most part.
Yeah, because they had to stop that alien from getting out because the queen got out. And man, she was badass.
Yeah.
That is one thing about that first movie that was awesome, was when that queen broke out and she was fighting. She broke free from her egg sac laying part and just...
Well, anyways, cool. That's what I'd want to see in a Predator movie. I want to see why they have that code. You notice they don't kill people they don't kill the defenseless.
Yeah, or pregnant people either.
Right.
Because they didn't kill, that one
know
cop,
they've got some kind of code. I'd like to see where it comes
because
from.
It's a hunt. It's like, because that one cop, even though she had a gun, he didn't kill her because she was pregnant.
Right.
Where, usually if you got a weapon, you're fair game.
And it didn't kill the woman
in the first Predator.
In the first one,
didn't have a gun. Right.
Right.
So, it's part of a hunt. It's not just them going out killing, like aliens, they don't give a shit. They're going to kill you. And they're either going to kill you or capture you and put a face hugger on your ass. That's their main goal.
Yeah.
Reproduce or eliminate. But the Predators are actually there for a reason. They're hunting for treasure. They're hunting for sport. They want it to be,
worthy.
They don't want this easy, go up, pop somebody, GTA style, and just start running around killing people. They want, be able to prove that they earned their kill. That's... Because apparently that's really important, because they're nothing but hunters is what the whole species is.
Well, that's what I mean when I say I'd like to see, I'd like to see them go into the Predator culture a little more. Maybe see a Predator home planet or something.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Just, just to see where all that shit comes from. Because nobody knows at this point.
True.
I don't know, maybe there's... Did you know that Batman fought the Predator?
Yes. Yes.
That was a good...
Actually, what I showed you earlier, NECA is a toy company, and they make a lot of the Alien Predator toys and action figures. They're coming out with one set is Batman versus an alien Joker, which is just a regular alien toy with a green head and red lips, but a white skin. Looks cool. But they're coming out with the Predator version of him too, but he's in like the armor like he wore, kind of like in Superman Batman, the big giant armor. Mm-hmm. But he has that big armor on and coming 2-pack with the Predator toy. So pretty awesome.
Check out the comic if you can find it. Also, Superman went up against the aliens
Was it aliens or predators?
It was aliens.
Was it aliens?
Because he had a alien in his chest and he flies up into the sun and actually coughs it out. Google that shit. It's real. It's real.
Of course, and you know what they remind me of, though, the aliens. Remember the X-Men's comics, The Brood?
Yeah.
That's pretty much was Alien, and they infected all the X-Men, but what they did, instead of, once they get on you and get in you and then shooting out the chest burster and killing you and making...
On you and shooting out.
Yeah. You mutate and become one of them with this, and you get to keep your powers, but what stopped him was they tried a Wolverine, and his
body shut him down.
Was able to... He started to turn, but he was able to reverse the effects of it.
Mm-hmm.
So then he was able to save everybody else. But that's pretty much, the Brood's just an alien ripoff. All it is. I mean, even then when you look at them, they kind of look. I mean, that's all it was. So, yeah. Well, that's about all the time we got for today. Go to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe right over here on this side where he's pointing. Leave us comments. Good, bad. Tell us what you think. Let us know what you want us to talk about later on.
Or what you don't want us to talk about anymore.
Yeah. If this completely bored the shit out of you, let us know.
It almost bored the shit out of me, but I think I kept up. I did good.
You good boy.
I did good.
But anyway, like I said, like us, subscribe, leave comments. We got merch. We got bracelets now. Go to our main website, needfulgeeks.com, and you will see our hats, our beanies, our shirts, and our bracelets. Bracelets are $1. They're cheap. Buy 1, buy 20, buy 40. Shit, buy them all.
Just buy one.
Yeah.
If you're nice enough. If you ask nice enough, we might just give you one.
Yeah.
So just...
Yeah, so just leave us comments. Talk to us.
We're bored and we're lonely people. Please interact with us.
Yes, you're the only interaction we get. We're pitiful.
And we get tired of talking to each other after a while.
Yeah. So, till next time, I'm Blake.
And I'm Ryan.
See ya.